Yo, what's going on, world? This is your boy Nick from Toe Tech, and today we're going to be looking at a size comparison of the Lenovo Legion Go 2 versus Switch 2 versus the PlayStation Portal. So right here we have the Lenovo Legion Go 2, and this is a beefy boy. You know what I mean? This thing is kind of thick, and it's heavier than the other consoles, but it's not really all that heavier to me. The ergonomics on this thing are excellent and good. Right now we have the Nintendo Switch 2, which is the smaller of the bunch. This thing is excellent as far as the tech that's packed into this and how small this thing is. It's amazing what they did with this device. This is a PlayStation Portal, basically a PlayStation DualSense controller, spliced in half. You got a small tablet in the middle. So this device is basically a streaming device. There's no games that play directly from this device itself. You definitely need an internet connection if you're going to be able to play this device. These consoles pretty much play these games natively. You can download them onto the system itself. You can play them off of cartridges for the Switch, Nintendo Switch. The Lenovo Legion Go 2 is digital only. So right here, we can stack up the Nintendo Switch 2 versus the Legion Go. And you can see the comparison itself. Both of these have 8-inch screens. This is an 8-inch screen. This is an 8.8-inch screen. You can see the size difference. You can see how thick they are versus each other and things like that. This has an OLED screen. This has an LCD screen. This has an LCD screen. This is the size comparison right here for the DualSense. I keep saying DualSense, but the PlayStation Portal. About the same size as far as the width goes. And as far as the depth goes, we all know that the Lenovo Legion Go is thicker. This device is pretty much lightweight. This device is too. The PlayStation Portal may be lighter than the Switch 2 by a little bit. But the thing about the Switch 2 is it's not more so ergonomic than the Lenovo Legion Go. The Lenovo Legion Go is more ergonomic because it has these grooves right here to where you can grip the controller, which is very, very comfortable. This one right here, if this thing was even heavier than what it is, if it was more heavier, this thing would be, it would be annoying to play because there's no grips right here. This Joy-Con is basically a flat device other than where the trigger is. And if it wasn't so lightweight, I think it would be annoying to use. One of the things the Switch has going for it is that these are lightweight and that these things right here are magnetic. So you can put that off and it just clicks back in like a magnet, right? The Lenovo Legion Go, when you take these off, they don't come off so simple, right? You got to do that and pull it down, and you got to put some effort into it, really. But these are more clunky. I can compare the sizes of the two of those, and you can see the difference in the sizes, right? This one right here is thicker. This one right here is smaller, more compact, but this is kind of more comfortable because it's so small and that I can basically hide it in my hand, right? And it's lightweight. This one right here is more bulky. Not saying it's not comfortable as well, but it's just more bulky. So coming down to a preference. As far as the weight, this one weighs a little bit more than the Joy-Con, but it's bigger. So there you go. And like I say, the Joy-Con goes back on with the magnets. Watch it, watch this. And it's back on. This one right here takes some precision to put back on. You got to kind of line it up because you have grooves right here. You have grooves in there. Can you see the grooves? Can you see them? And you have this on this side. So you kind of have to line it up. And if you're not looking at it, and I got dust right here. I don't know, the dust and the little particles from my snow mat kind of love this Lenovo Legion Go, and they want to stick to it, right? But, ooh, I just noticed something. The Joy-Cons themselves, you cannot charge them outside of your Nintendo Switch. You can buy a proprietary charging device. Say you have like a controller or something like that. You'd be able to charge these with something like that, or a charging station. But other than that, you can't charge these things. You have buttons right here for your Joy-Cons. You have your S1, SR, SL, SR, and this thing right here can be used as a mouse, and so can this. But other than that, you can't charge these outside of this device. This right here has a USB-C right here, so you can charge this separately if you want to. I just noticed that. So, but you have to line these up like so, and then click, and you're good to go. The other side as well, you really need two hands to take this thing off. Like, it's not as simple as a Switch. But this one right here has a USB-C as well, where you can charge it. And it's back on. Yep. But there you go. That's that. And the PlayStation Portal, you take this off like, no, I'm just playing. You cannot take this off. This is what you get. This is one device. And it's a very comfortable device. The only drawback I have on this is it can't play games natively. You could play games as long as you have an internet connection, and you can stream games directly from your PS5 console, or you can stream them from the cloud. Sony released an update not too long ago that lets you play your gaming library. So the games that you own digitally, you can play from the cloud and stream to this device, which I think is pretty cool. It works pretty well. The only thing about it is it's dependent on an internet connection. So the quality of the games kind of go up and down with your connection. If you have a good connection, it's great. And also, the thing about it, if you have a good connection, it may not be great. I have 1 gigabit per second up and down, and this thing runs great sometimes, and then sometimes, I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's my internet connection, maybe it's the servers. The quality kind of dips. It kind of gets blurry, and then it'll go back up. It's like streaming. You're streaming your games. You know, if you're watching Netflix or something like that, or Amazon Prime, you'll know that every once in a while there's a hiccup, and it kind of gets pixelated and blurry, and then it'll straighten itself out, and the quality will come back. So that's the only gripe about this. The screen looks great. It's lightweight. The haptics and the DualSense, wow, it's like one of my best controllers ever. The immersion that I feel, the triggers, I don't know how I feel about the triggers, because in some games it feels great, some games it's annoying. So it's like a love-hate relationship with that. It's about the tension and the triggers. Other than that, I love the way the haptics feel in this device. It just brings you into the experience more. With that being said, Nintendo, where art thou? Because Nintendo has HD Rumble as well. And the thing about it is Sony copied the haptics from the original Switch and placed them in the PS5. The Switch had HD Rumble, and games like 1-2 Switch, you remember that? I think that's the name of the game, where you could feel the marbles in the controller and things like that. They were the first to do it. And Sony took that idea and ran with it. And now I think the DualSense is better than the Switch 2. Switch 2 still has HD Rumble 2, or whatever you want to call it, but it's not as good as the DualSense. The Switch version is kind of more laid back. It's not as pronounced as or aggressive as what Sony is doing on their software and their console. But the Switch is okay. It's all right. You know, and it's good. But yeah, that's that. But the Switch is a great console. The console graphics on this, I think they're warming up to what's to come. Demos like Final Fantasy are very promising, although they run at 30 frames per second. I think 30 frames per second for this particular console is great. But the thing about it is, when you can get this device right here and hit the 60s and the 70s, I don't think there's no comparison. 30 frames per second are okay if that's all that you have. And let's not discount this device. I'm not saying this device is not good. This device is excellent because of the size and the performance that you get and the price that you get for this device. The size, the performance, and the price, you can't match it. You can't. But I like nice things. And if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So I did it, and I got this in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s. And the thing about frame rate is it's kind of different, you know? When you hit that jump from 30 to 60 is significant. And when you jump to 60, it's harder to go back to 30 frames per second. But when you hit that 60, you know, it's just something about it. But the jump from 60 to like a 100, it's like, I don't really see nothing here. I don't know, it's my untrained eyes or something like that. From 30 to 60 is, you can see it, right? Well, 60 to 100, you like, okay, what are we doing here? It looks the same to me. I don't know. It may be smoother or whatever, but it's not as noticeable as the jump from 30 to 60. It's kind of like high definition when we got the HD era, right? The jump from 480p to 720p and 1080p was like, wow, you know, and then you got the 4K and it's like, okay, it's good, but it wasn't that wow factor that you got from the SD jump to the HD jump. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's the size comparison. If you're going to be traveling with this device, this one right here is the best one to travel with, as it's more lightweight. It doesn't take that much space in your bag. I got the cases for each of those. Lenovo Legion Go. You got the case. I don't know where all this come from. You got the case right here. And I can put this in the case, zip this up. That's the size of the case you have. The PlayStation Portal, because of the controller attachment, is more pronounced. So we have this guy. Put that in there. About the same size. This one is bigger. If you're gonna travel with this one, very bigger than this one. This one is more flat. And let's get a Nintendo Switch case. So, Nintendo Switch case. I'll take this up. Place this right here. Put that in there. And you see the size difference. That versus that. So, battery life for each of them, around 2-something hours. It's all right. You get what you get. You can't go wrong with any of them, really. But this one right here, as far as the portal goes, you need the internet. So this one right here is a special case, in my opinion. So between the Switch 2 and the Lenovo Legion Go, it's more of a preference. This is a console. This one over here, Lenovo Legion Go, is a PC. So there's more tinkering for this thing. But yeah, can't go wrong with either one. I love them. Size of the tablet itself, this thing is small. This is the console right here. This is small, super small, right? Kickstand. See, it doesn't come off that easy. But this is the console right here. Very, very big. Kickstand right here. Size difference. So, kind of, it's a preference. This right here can be used as basically a PC if you want it. You use this device for Kindle reading, video editing. Whatever you use your PC for, you can use it for this, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't put a lot of bloat on here if I'm getting this to buy games. Like mine is just to play games. I got another PC that I can do PC stuff with. But yeah, man. So these are size comparisons of the Lenovo Legion Go 2 and the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation Portal. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, man. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.